Have you ever stopped and thought, how does a company really know what you want from their app or their website? How do they make it feel
Yeah.
so easy, almost like it knows what you're going to do next?
Well, today, we're diving deep into exactly that, the engine behind it all, the user experience, or UX, the search software market.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just tech jargon. We're talking about the tools that make our digital lives smoother, more intuitive for all of us.
It's fundamental now.
Our mission today, using this really detailed report from Cognitive Market Research, is to unpack how this market is moving. We're looking back to 2021 and projecting all the way out to 2033. We'll hit the global trends, then zoom right in on regions, even specific countries. You might be surprised where the biggest push to understand your needs is happening.
It's a fantastic lens, really, because UX research and the software behind it isn't niche anymore. It's core to building successful products today. This report gives us a unique snapshot, not just the growth, which is impressive, but where that focus on user experience is really heating up around the globe. Okay, let's start with that global picture then, because honestly, the numbers are pretty staggering. In 2021, the whole market was valued at $313.62 million. Solid number. But get this. By 2033, the projection is it'll hit $1,170.51 million.
Wow.
Yeah. That's more than tripling in just over 10 years. The compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, is strong, 11.6%. That's serious momentum.
It absolutely is. And what that sustained growth tells us is, well, it's more than just selling more software, right? It signals a really fundamental shift across industries. Companies are moving decisively away from, guesswork and assumptions towards insights driven by actual data about users. It shows this global understanding that a great user experience isn't just nice to have. No, it's a key differentiator. It drives value, builds trust. It's essential.
It shift from guesswork to data. That's the core of it, isn't it? But where is this happening most intensely?
Okay.
Let's get into the regions, because this is where the story gets really interesting. We'll start with the big players and then look at the fastest movers. First up, North America. No big surprise, it's the established leader. Back in 2021, the market there was nearly $100 million, specifically $99.731 million. By 2033, it's forecast to hit over $356 million. That's a CAGR of about 11.1%. Still very strong.
Still very strong, yeah.
And the U.S., of course, is the biggest single slice of that pie globally, around $78 million in 2021, projected to grow to over $263 million. But here's something that jumped out at me. Mexico, it's showing really impressive growth, actually had the highest CAGR in North America, 13.8%. It's projected to leap from about $6 million to over $32 million by 2033.
That's fascinating, isn't it? That continued growth in a mature market like North America shows ongoing investment. You've got the huge tech sector, obviously, and consumers who just expect seamless experiences. But Mexico leading the regional growth, that likely points to rapid digital adoption, a real need for companies to quickly understand a fast-growing user base, maybe needing tools for quick feedback loops.
Right, adapting quickly. Okay, let's cross the Atlantic. Europe. Europe shows steady, solid expansion across a really diverse set of economies. It started at $90 million in 2021 and is projected to reach over $314 million by 2033. The CAGR there is just over 11%.
Very consistent.
Yeah. Germany stands out, projected to hit over $73 million by 2033. The UK is also a major player, looking at over $50 million.
That's it.
But like with Mexico, there's an interesting detail here. The rest of Europe category actually had the highest CAGR within Europe, over 12.7%.
The rest of Europe. That suggests the focus on UX isn't just limited to the big tech centers like London or Berlin. It seems to be spreading out, maybe driven by local digital transformation efforts, or companies across the board needing to compete online globally. It could be anything from e-commerce to government services realizing they need to understand their users better, perhaps using remote research tools.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's pivot to the Asia-Pacific region. This area is really emerging as a powerhouse. It was valued at nearly $68 million in 2021. By 2033, expected to surge past $267 million, and its CAGR is high 12.039%, one of the fastest globally.
A real engine of growth.
Definitely. China leads the pack within APAC, projected to grow from around $24 million to almost $93 million. But India is showing what the report calls remarkable growth. It boasts the highest CAGR in the region, a really impressive 13.094%. It's set to grow from about $4 million to over $18 million.
That explosion in Asia Pacific makes perfect sense when you think about the sheer scale of the population going digital there. You've got millions coming online, often mobile first, across incredibly diverse cultures and languages. So for companies there, getting the user experience right isn't just good business, it's essential for market entry and survival. The demand for UX tools, especially for mobile testing, localization, understanding sentiment, it must be huge. It's a race to keep up.
A race to keep up, yeah. Okay, let's move to the Middle East. We're seeing significant acceleration there, too. In 2021, the market was just over $18 million, projected to hit over $72 million by 2033. That's a strong CGR again, 12.188%.
Other fast riser.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia started with the largest share, expected to reach over $20 million. But the UAE has the highest growth rate in the region, the highest CGR, at 12.634%, expected to grow from around $3.4 million to over $14 million.
That acceleration in the Middle East really mirrors those big digital transformation projects we hear about, doesn't it? Things like smart cities, diversifying the economy. They're building new digital ecosystems from the ground up. Government platforms, entertainment, finance, all needing slick, user-friendly interfaces. The demand is probably for tools that help validate complex digital services.
Makes sense. Okay, down to South America. Here, the picture is consistent growth, but maybe a bit more varied. The market was about $21 million in 2021, projected to reach over $70 million by 2033. The CAGR is 10.458%. Solid.
Still growing well.
Brazil is the clear leader, expected to go from $10.5 million to nearly $37 million. But here's where it gets interesting again. The rest of South America category, its EAGR is lower, comparatively, about 7.5%. That's quite different from the rest of Europe, for example.
That is interesting. It suggests the growth in South America might be more concentrated in specific large economies like Brazil, perhaps places with more developed tech scenes or bigger consumer markets already. It points to maybe a less uniform surge across the whole continent compared to other regions, maybe varying levels of digital readiness.
Could be. It's a different pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, and now, for what the report really highlights is remarkable. Africa. This region isn't just growing fast. It has the highest growth rate globally.
This is the big one.
Yeah. In 2021, it was just under $17 million. By 2033, projected to hit an incredible $89 million. The CAGR is a phenomenal 15.064%. Truly exceptional.
15%, that's huge.
It really is. Looking at specific countries, Nigeria is the largest market, expected to reach over $37 million. But South Africa has an incredibly high CAGR of 15.839%. It's projected to surge from about $4.2 million to over $24 million by 2033. That's the highest individual country CAGR mentioned in the whole report.
Wow. Africa's growth is it's a fantastic story of digital leapfrogging, isn't it? You've got this rapidly expanding digital economy, internet access growing fast, often mobile first, remember? And a young, tech-savvy population, all driving this huge demand for well-designed digital services. Companies there simply can't afford bad UX. They have to get it right, probably using lots of remote testing and mobile analytics to reach diverse users across wide areas. It's a massive opportunity.
A massive opportunity zone. Okay, let's pull back for a second. We've gone around the world with these numbers. So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Well, it's crystal clear. The whole UX research software market is on this steep upward path globally. We've seen Africa and Asia Pacific really emerge as these dynamic, fast-growing hubs. That signals where digital transformation is really accelerating.
Definitely the hotspots for growth rate.
Yeah. But at the same time, North America and Europe are still major players, holding big market shares, showing that investment in optimizing UX is ongoing and strong, even in mature markets. Exactly. And the underlying message here, the big takeaway, is that this widespread growth confirms that user-centered design, it's not a nice-to-have anymore. It's an absolute must-have for any kind of success in this digital age. And ultimately, that empowers all of us as users because it means companies are generally investing more resources into understanding what we need, what frustrates us, what delights us. They're building with you in mind.
Building with you in mind. I like that. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the UX research software market. It's been fascinating to unpack. And as you go about your day, maybe interacting with your phone or a website, here's a final thought to chew on. If the tools for understanding user experience are growing this fast, just imagine the changes we'll actually see and feel in the products we use every day. What common frustrations might just disappear because companies are finally investing properly in understanding you.
And take that one step further. Think about innovation. As more companies get really good at listening, truly listening, using these tools, what completely new ways of interaction, what new services might pop up that we haven't even dreamed of yet? It points towards a future where design is really driven by empathy.
A future driven by empathy. That's a
Right.
great place to end. Keep an eye on how user experience continues to evolve our digital world. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.